participate in the way that Chassa wants us to, so I thank you in advance. Appreciate it. Our booster. Our Booster Club Panther sponsors, Jimmy John's and Shining Mountain Golf Course. We'd also like to have a special thanks for Peak Internet. Thank you so much, Peak Internet, for all you've done. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise for the playing of the national anthem by the Woodland Park High School Band.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to 8,500 feet above sea level, 30 degrees, and the campus of Woodland Park High School, where tonight the Woodland Park Panthers at 2 and the visiting Delta Panthers at 2-0. Joining me tonight is Mr. Del Garrick, and I'd like to welcome him in. Del, when you take a look out there tonight, cold night, frosty field, what do these teams have to do, if anything, to adjust their preparation?
Well, thanks for letting me on, Brian. You know, it's the field's in really good condition. Actually, it's just super cold. You know, the trees have frost on them, but I don't see the ground having frost on them. And you know, I don't think you change a whole lot in your preparation as long as it's dry. And it's dry out there. It's the effect of the game really is how hard the football is, right? As a receiver, that's not very much fun to catch it. It's like a rock, but it doesn't affect too much from a throwing standpoint. Definitely not a catching standpoint. You know, it's going to be really cold. It's going to be really hard for these kids to stay warm on the sidelines and get ready to go. That's the danger, right? Is if you don't play both ways. You know, you stand on the sideline for 8-10 minutes and then you have to go back out and you might be cold. So staying warm on the sideline is going to be imperative for both teams. And I'll tell you what, you know, as a defensive player, you love these games because you don't have to worry about catching the rock. You just got to come up and hit people when they're cold. So that's really what I look for, is a physical game. Looking forward to it.
There you go, advantage defense both ways. The Woodland Park Panthers, dressed in their home greens, green pants, green jerseys, green helmets, host the Delta Panthers, also green and white, in their white pants, white jerseys, green helmets. Woodland Park has won the toss, the designated toss for this week, and Delta will kick to start the game.
This will be the first real test of what the cold weather does, right? The ball's going to be real hard. See if we can get a good kick here, and it looks like the Panthers are playing for a short kick.
Deep for the Panthers, number 14, Gilbert Ramirez, and number 21, Andrew Harper. On a kick for Delta is Juan Gassin. And we're underway. This one is a short kick. Harper catches at the 15, right up the middle, hesitates, trying to drive ahead and drop down after a pretty good gain. He's up to about the 33. Brought down there by number 3, Noah Nortnick. So as you mentioned, Del, if guys are going both ways out there, they're more likely to be a little looser and playing warm. I think that's probably a good thing for Woodland Park. A lot of kids playing both ways, and we'll see how they can get started on offense here, as number 9, Mason Piles, the junior quarterback, will get them started.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's advantage for those two-way players for sure. The disadvantage is you get a little tired.
So Piles out of the pistol. Quick pass. It's out to Bryson Cox, the right side. Big gainer. He's up to the 45-yard line of Delta.
Yeah, nice little scheme there. A couple of short outs followed by a post behind it. Attacking a deep cover 3 there in the middle of the field. Safety got caught a little bit deep.
So Cox with a quick 21-yard gain, and the Panthers are on the move.
Delta runs a 4-2-5 defense and try to play a little cover 3 behind it. They're in a shell today.
Piles again back to pass, looking right, checks back over the middle. We've got some contact there, but no flags down. The intended receiver was number 3, Braden Roscom.
Yeah, nice job by Mason there. Looked off his targets deep. Saw that they were actually bracketed on the outside. Nothing there. Tried to hit his check down route. Great read by Mason Piles.
So 2nd and 10 Panthers. Coming into this game, these are 2 of the top 4 RPI teams in the CHSAA RPI Index. Delta coming in at number 2, Woodland Park at number 4. Ramirez in motion. He takes the handoff, trying to get around the left side. Not much happening there. Delta's all over that. Yeah, number 23, Jason Timbreza, initially on the stop.
Yeah, pretty stout defensive play there. Safety came up from the strong side as Woodland Park went into motion, and they dropped one of their safeties down into the box, and he was unblocked and was able to scrape in and make a play.
So now the Panthers stare at 3rd and 11, 3rd and long, and we'll see about that cold football now. Pretty obvious passing down right here. See what Piles can do. Trips right, split left. Piles in the pistol, takes a snap. He's sprinting out to his right. Got a little protection. Turns that loose, and it's underthrown to Andrew Harper, number 21.
He was open. He had him. You know, another great scheme against the cover 3. Sent a seam route down the middle. Drew the safety in the corner to him. Left a deep out, pretty open one. Unfortunately, just didn't get the ball there.
So after a big pickup early, the Panthers stall out here at the Delta 46. On the punt will be junior punter, number 99, Alex Vonderhaar. Vonderhaar on the season so far is averaging 33.6 yards per kick. 51 is his long. The snap is there. And that one's going to roll. Gets a nice Woodland Park bounce. Down inside the 10 and close to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, Woodland Park runs a nice little spread out rugby style punt game, and no pressure on the punter. Is able to lay it right down there and get a nice roll. Good start for the defense here. You know, Brian, Woodland Park also runs a 4-2-5, and I tell you what, they've got some guys up front that over the past 2 games have pretty much been unblockable. It'd be interesting to see, you know, with a well-coached Delta team, what that looks like. But boy, I tell you, the Woodland Park kids they fly to the football. You know, they rally really hard, they tackle, they hit, and keep an eye on those guys up front. They're pretty unblockable.
Right. Watch number 10, Bryson Cox. Number 35, Aiden Hernandez, there in the defensive line. Delta out of the shotgun. Quick throw out to the left. That one's snagged and dragged down by Andrew Harper, but not before number 6, Nathan Scharnhorst, gets a big gain for Delta on 1st down.
Yeah, interesting. This is kind of like watching the same team on both sides of the ball. Delta likes to spread it out and throw the ball a little bit. The quarterback's got a really nice arm, and you know, Woodland Park's gonna have to really bring their game today.
Gain of 20 right there. Quarterback for Delta is number 2, Nolan Bynum. He takes that snap, and it's a design run, trying to get behind the left guard. Not much happening. Maybe a gain of 2, and we'll have a 2nd and long.
Well, as you brought it up, you know, Bryson Cox and Aiden Hernandez both right there on that right side of our defensive line. They tried to run right into that, and just not much there. Those 2 kids didn't let the line move at all.
On the season, number 2, Bynum, the quarterback, is 28 of 47 for 463 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. So he's going for 230 yards a game. Definitely a multi-threat type guy. Right there, hands to number 5. That's Colton Johnson right up the middle.
Yeah, Delta went ahead and went trips to one side and spread out our box a little bit. Looks like they ran a little read option to the weak side, and pretty good hold there.
Let's make some noise.
So let's see if Woodland Park can bear down right here. 3rd and 3. Try and get the defense off the field and the offense back on with some reasonable field position.
One thing I've noticed here coming into this play is they switched Bryson Cox to the other side. Maybe they see a little matchup. Just like that, he's going to come back to this side. So obviously flopping strength there.
And direct snap right up the middle again goes Byram.
Bynum, he's the trigger man of their offense, obviously. Everything's running through him, either throwing the ball or putting his hands on direct snaps. And good-looking athlete, Brian, but, our kids are hanging tough. They're doing a nice job rallying to the football. This would be a good part of the field to get a stop, and we don't flip the field.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, Delta, their own 40. Bynum brings him to the line. He's got Johnson in the backfield with him. Trips right. Tight end left. And we've got a whistle. Delta's going to take a timeout there. Perhaps they saw something in that Woodland Park 4-2-5 that they didn't like.
Yeah, Woodland Park, typically they run a little quarter half coverage on the backside, a little shell. That time they switched it up a little bit. It looked like they went a little man press on the outside. Left the box covered. I think that might have led Delta to say that's not the play we want right there. You have a choice on how you play that trips, right? You can get out there and you can try to zone it up in a couple different ways. You can play, a deep third behind it. One guy playing deep, one guy play the flats, and hope your pressure gets there. Or you can bump your man-to-man out there and leave extra guys in the box. That takes away the running game. So, nice adjustment right there, I thought.
So here we're ready to go again. 1st and 10, Delta at their own 40. Similar look, trips right again. Snaps back, Bynum. Quick pass out into the left flat. Receiver there is Colby Braslin. Tries to run over a defender, but brought down by Colton Simonis.
Just before the timeout, you had mentioned they were at a trips right and they had a tight end on the left. They came out with the same formation, but they took the tight end and flexed them out. Basically put a one-on-one matchup out there on the weak side with our corner, and they just attacked that piece.
So gain of 8 right there, 2nd and 2 Delta. Bynum's got twins, both sides. There's a snap, another design run. He's trying to get straight ahead. It's going to be close to the marker, probably just short.
Well, what a great defensive play there. Somebody just came through the gap there. Looked like our outside linebacker kind of shot through, was able to take him low. Great play right there.
So we look at another big 3rd down, 3rd and short for the Delta Panthers. Woodland Park trying to hold right here. Delta at their own 49. Bynum with Johnson in the backfield. Twins right, twins left. Snap, turns, flares it out to the right. That's caught. Caught by Nortnick for a gain good enough for the 1st down. Brought down by Roscom.
Yeah, he throws a really nice football, and that little concept right there, they ran the outside receiver deep, kind of a clear out route, left the inside guy one-on-one with our inside or outside linebacker, and just a nice football. Good scheme.
So Delta on the move. 8th play of the drive, 2 first downs. Bynum, now a little option, pitches back to Johnson, running right, and gets another good gain. Tripped up there a little bit by Roscom, but he was able to surge ahead for a gain of another 3 after contact.
One of the things that you like to do against a 4-2-5, Brian, is you like to balance up the offensive set, right? 2 receivers on each side if you're running a spread offense. That forces your defense to play balanced. And oftentimes when you play a balanced defense, you're not able to play to a strength or a field. It leaves you at a disadvantage in a lot of one-on-one matchups.
So right here, Delta is coming up for 2nd and 4. And we've got whistles, a flag down. Bynum was trying to look left to throw, but we're going to have a procedure penalty.
Yeah, it looked like the line got a little jumpy. Woodland Park defensive coordinator decided, let's dial up a little blitz here. They brought a safety from the wide side of the field, and I think as he was creeping up, it made him a little bit nervous there.
So fortunate for Woodland Park, that takes the ball back to the 41 of the Woodland Park Panthers. 2nd and 9. Bynum takes this one. Again, a quick drop. Slings it out to the right. That one is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, number 29, Hunter Goff, a 6'1", 190-pound junior, playing a little tight end out there. And that brings up 3rd and long. We'll see if the Woodland Park defense can get off the field right here, Del.
Yeah, this is a big play right here. Woodland Park has chosen to blitz a couple times. The previous play on the false start, they brought the weak side safety. This time they brought the boundary corner, rolled over the top of it, made it throw a little bit fast, and incomplete. So this is a good play. We'll see if we decide to bring pressure or if we just rally around and keep it short.
Big play right here. This drive's taken up 5 minutes of the first quarter. Woodland Park wants to get their hands on the football again. There's a snap. Bynum turns, fires over the middle. That's caught. And good enough for another first down. Number 4 on that reception, Colby Braslin.
Yeah, once again, Brian, they went trips to the wide side of the field and flicked out their wide receiver or tight end and created another one-on-one. The last time they did that, they ran a little speed out. This time he just ran a quick little slant in front of the corner there. They're doing a nice job of isolating. Our kids are going to have to adjust to that and make some plays short.
So that gain was 16. Hand is to Johnson up the middle, running hard. And there's pretty good push by that Delta front line. He gets it down across the 20, maybe just not shy of the 20.
Yeah, that's a classic wedge play right there. They just let the outside defensive ends rush hard up the field, and they just step inside with all their offensive linemen and just go 5-on-3 right there in the middle and try to get a run.
So play 12 of this drive. Delta chewing up the clock, chewing up yardage. Bynum claps the hands, takes a snap. He's looking right once again and fires that one out of bounds. Again, intended for Nortnick. Just too long for him. Woodland Park is going to try and hold on here on another 3rd down.
Yeah, Bryson Cox almost got to the quarterback that time. Yeah, they recognize Bryson as a great defensive player. They've chipped him, they've doubled him. That time he almost got there. Great coverage on the backside. Flat route was covered. A cornerback out there played on top of the corner. Great play.
All right, so big play right here. Delta, 3rd and a long 5 at the Woodland Park 21. Bynum takes this one. Again, looking right, running right, getting pressured. Lets that one go out of bounds. And we've got an incompletion there. Really nice pressure on that play, Del.
Yeah, that was fantastic pressure. I'll tell you, the adjustment was made. They tried that again, tried to isolate that receiver out there. And this time our corner, instead of playing off, came up and did a little bump and run on him. Disturbed his route, took off the timing, and that allowed our defensive end to get free and chase him down and force him to throw on the run. Great adjustment right there, defensive play call.
That was Eli Garner putting on the pressure for the Woodland Park Panthers.
They're doing it again, Brian. They got the isolation again, and we've decided to bump and run again.
Bynum takes this one. Now he's looking left. And it's intercepted. Baldus has got that at the 10, and he's on the run. Breaks it back out to the right. Now trying to cut back. Going to stumble on out of bounds, but a big play for the Woodland Park defense.
Yeah, what a great adjustment. Boy, I can't say enough about the defense right there. Great play by Baldus, of course, but the bump and run coverage against the solo receiver forced him to look somewhere else. We rallied. We had the numbers on that. Baldus just jumped right in front of the quick post. Great defensive play.
So Tyler Baldus, the 6', 165-pound senior, with his 3rd interception on the season. He had 2 against Elizabeth last week. Big play for Woodland Park after Delta chewed up a significant chunk of time there. Now the home Panthers with Mason Piles at quarterback take the field. Snap is there. Hands to Roscom, trying to get up the middle, but not much happening. He's dropped right about 2 to 3 yard loss there for Woodland Park.
Yeah, the timing of that play was just off a little bit. We had a little high snap, so it made our handoff delayed, and by that time, boy, their defensive tackle just came through, applied pressure, probably 7 yards deep, and Not a lot we can do. Good to avoid the big loss and hold it to a minimum loss.
2nd and 12 for Woodland Park. Another high snap. Piles looking to his left. Flares that one out. Almost intercepted. There for the Delta Panthers was Weston Croft. Had his hands on it and probably had room to run if he could have kept his feet. Fortunately for Woodland Park, that was dropped. And Woodland Park will have a 3rd and 12 from their own 28.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Roscom a little bit during the week, and he was a little bit worried about the pressure that Delta could apply up the middle. And we're kind of seeing that, and with the high snaps, boy, that adds to it.
Mason Piles takes that snap. He's rolling left, throws on the run, and that's too far for Andrew Harper. And that brings up 4th and long for Woodland Park.
That's the second time that our route combination is at the second receiver. There's a little flood route, they call that. One guy goes deep, another guy runs shallow, and you split that outside. They have to choose who they're going to cover, and both times we've seen it, they haven't covered the number 2 receiver. We've just missed him, but we can keep running that scheme. We get to that ball completed, and it's a lot of gain, a lot of room to run.
Right. And another impact of a little pressure there throughout the possession problem.
Yeah, that one's tough too, right? You roll out against your arm, right? Right-handed quarterback. He's rolling out to his left. He's got to try to turn his whole body around, get his shoulder square, and throw a good football. And, when you're getting chased by big guys, that's not a comfortable feeling.
Right. Alex Vonderhaar on the punt for the Panthers. Hits that one off the side of his foot a little bit, and it's going to hit a Delta player in the back. Gilbert Ramirez was there. Johnny on the spot for Woodland Park recovers that muff punt.
Big play, great, big play. You have the situation where if you're a punt returner and that ball is kicked short, you have some sort of call. Every team's got a call to alert their team that the ball is short. And when you make that call, everybody that's blocking is supposed to just stop and locate the football. Looked like the young man there was trying to make a block. Ball kind of bounced him in the back of the leg, and in football on a punt, that ball touches a receiver at any time, that becomes a live football.
Live ball recovered by Gilbert Ramirez. Big play for Woodland Park right here. Flips the field for sure. 37-yard line of Delta. And now hopefully our Panthers are in business. Piles in the backfield in this pistol. Takes that snap. Turns. Hands to Roscom. Tries to go left. Not much happening again. There's just not a lot of room. Colton Johnson stepped up for Delton to drag him down right about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a little outside zone play there, and the Delta team well coached. They didn't let blockers cross their face. They just ran with the blockers in the zone scheme. Let a linebacker unblocked come through and make a play there. So, try to run a little zone offense, a little zone scheme there. Not something that Joe does too often, but tried it right there.
Inside 3 minutes in the first quarter. Piles in the backfield. Ramirez in motion. Hey, fakes the sweep. Throws it out to the right. That was a little behind and high, intended for number 21, Harper.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the football being hard and maybe a little bit hard to grip. Some of Mason's passes have been just a little bit high off target. Sometimes it happens, when you're rushing your throw. Sometimes it happens you just don't have a good grip on the football. So it's hard to tell from here, but certainly the ball's sailing high on him.
So big play for the Woodland Park offense. 3rd and long, trips left. Piles takes. He's going to run out to his left. Sets the feet that time. Throws it back to the middle into traffic for Baldus. That was a tough one. Yeah, incomplete on there.
That's a scary one, Brian. I know when you played quarterback, you could make that throw, but I'll tell you what, you're running away from the play again against your arm and throw it back across into the middle of the field. That's a dangerous throw. And I was fortunate to not have that one, intercepted.
I definitely could not make that throw. That's for sure. So 4th and long for Woodland Park. Vonderhaar is on again. His 3rd punt attempt of the first quarter. Loads that one up. Tries to kick a little short one that's fielded at the 15-yard line by number 6, Nathan Scharnhorst.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure that was a legal fair catch. I don't know, maybe it's just cold and everything. But he had both hands up there waving. It looked like he was calling off the the dogs again, and they let them have it. You know, can't have both arms up there waving, but I guess today that's going to happen.
That looks like it. Well, they caught the ball cleanly, and that turns the possession over to Delta. First and 10 at their own 15. Good job of Woodland Park there, at least flipping the field, but now they've got to keep Delta in this end. Handoff right side. That's Johnson. He cuts back to the middle, and he's got room to run up over the 30-yard line for Delta.
Yeah, he's a big back. He's a big back right there. And I'll tell you, what you saw there is a little delay run. Kind of an old run and shoot, G scheme. They delayed the run a little bit. Guard kicked out, left a pretty big hole, and boy, he's a load to bring down. That kid he's a large kid.
He's 6'1", 205 pounds. In the backfield, once again, takes this one's running left. Tries to cut it back. That time, dragged down in the middle of the line by the Panthers. Gain of about 4 right there. 2nd and 6, Delta.
Bryson Cox won't get a stat on that one, but he really set the edge there, made the running back cut back into the pursuit, and that's what stopped the play. Those are little things, they don't show up on the stats. You don't see how many times did you make your job correctly, right? But Bryson with the big play right there.
So behind him in the backfield, he's got twins both ways. Takes the snap, quick drop, fires right. That one's on the money. Once again, out to number 6, Arnhorst. He's got that little slant going, and they move the chains.
Yeah, great coverage, though, boy. We were all over. That ball had to be placed perfectly on the 2x2 double slant. And, yeah, he did. He threw it right where it needed to be. We were all over that. That ball's off at all, and that's an incomplete pass.
Gain of 11 for Delta. 1st and 10 as we approach 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Bynum's in the backfield by himself. Now a man in motion. Fake the sweep, running right. Quarterback kept it that time and crosses midfield into Panther territory down to the 49.
That's the first time we've seen the motion by Delta and try to fake a little fly sweep there, get the defense flowing in one direction and let your all-star quarterback keep the ball and try to make a play. But Panthers stayed home and made a nice play on the backside.
Spot adjusted there. Ball is right at midfield. 2nd and 7 for Delta. Bynum and Johnson in the backfield. Probably the last play of the quarter right here. There's a handoff to Johnson. Run right, cut back left, back into the middle, and another good-sized gain on 2nd down.
Yeah, they went back to that delay with a G scheme. I mean, what they do is the halfback takes a couple of steps to his right there and delays a handoff a little bit, and the right guard ends up, everybody crashes down, the right guard ends up pulling to the play side and tries to kick out. In that particular case, our defensive end played inside of it. So the guard went ahead and logged him in. What I mean by that is instead of kicking him out towards the sidelines, he just blocked him where he was and pushed him to the middle of the field, left a hole big enough for about 2 or 3 yard run.
So that's the end of the first quarter. Scoreless first quarter. Delta taking up a lot of time that quarter, and we'll have a 3rd down and 3 as we get started in the second.
What I'm noticing is the Panther defense, when they feel like they have their backs against the wall a little bit, they bring pressure a little bit. So far, we haven't got to the quarterback yet for a sack, but we have pushed the line and created some gaps for our guys to almost get there. I would expect to see the Panthers, Woodland Park Panthers, continue to dial up blitz, dial up pressure until they get beat deep. I think that's what you have to do. You have to try to bring as much pressure as you can and make the quarterback beat you over the top. He's capable of doing it. We just haven't seen him do it yet. So until he does it, you got to try to outnumber him.
Right. As we start the second quarter, Bynum does look comfortable for Delta, and Johnson's been running well. And I think that 1-2 punch, as you mentioned, Della, is hard to handle. We'll see if the Woodland Park Panthers can get off the field here on a 3rd down to start this quarter. We're going to have the ball at the Woodland Park 46-yard line. So we get the chains adjusted.
Yeah, they're kind of it's hard to flip the chains, right? Especially right at midfield. It just doesn't add up right. So.
Right. A lot of math. It's cold.
It's cold. For Canada, there's a 55-yard line. It's crazy. But
and now I'm going to be really confused. All right, so here we go. 3rd and short. Delta. Bynum takes that snap. Quick pitch out to Johnson, trying to run right. Hesitates. That hesitation might have cost him. It's going to be close to that first down. Garner came up. Ramirez came up, made good tackle right there.
Yeah, that was another situation where the guy who ended up making the tackle wasn't really the guy who made the play. Obviously, you want to make the tackle, but the corner came up and forced that, like you said, a little hesitation. That allowed the pursuit to get there. That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the game, right, Brian? Is that Woodland Park's defense, they really pursue well and they fly to the football. And as long as you maintain that leverage, if you're the edge setter, if you're the edge defender, you got a whole team coming at the ball. And if you can make them hesitate and cut back, really good things are going to happen.
As you mentioned, the Woodland Park defense off to a great start this season. The Panthers, of course, 2-0. And last week shut out Elizabeth 34-0, only giving up 6.5 points a game. Delta comes in scoring 31.5 a game. So a great test here in game 3 for the Woodland Park defense, and they show that they're up to the challenge right now.
Yeah, Delta's had their way with some teams, moving the ball up and down and scoring a lot of points, and they're having to earn every yard they get tonight. And get a turnover here like it did last time, and our offense gets rolling, and boy, I see great things for Woodland Park. This is a big play right here, 4th and about 6 inches or so.
4th and short. Del, what do you think we're looking at here from Delta at this position on the field?
Well, I think you have to think the quarterback's going to take the control of the ball here, right? I don't know that they might not throw the ball here, but I would expect to see the quarterback be involved, either in a direct snap or some sort of run.
All right, so Bynum by himself in the backfield. He's going to get this ball at the 50 in direct snap, running. He's got that first down, plunged ahead. All he needed was 6 inches. He got 2 yards.
Yeah, that's what you have to kind of expect. Delta came out and showed 5 wide, spread us all out, and let the quarterback just pick his seam, and he did. And yeah, that's kind of what we would have expected to see right there.
So their drive continues at the Panther 42-yard line. Trips left. Johnson and Bynum in the backfield. Sprinting out to his left is Bynum. Sets his feet, looking downfield. Lobs that one, and he's got a man, but pretty good coverage there by Baldus on Braslin. It got to Braslin's hands, but he wasn't able to haul it in.
Yeah, Breslin had a step on him. Baldus continued to stick with the play, and as ball got to his hands, Baldus reached up and just knocked the ball out. Just what you teach your defensive backs. As you run down the field, if you give up a step, you never give up on the play. You just wait. The ball's going to be there. As soon as the hands show up, you put your hands right in between their hands, and if it's timed right, you make a great play, and Baldus did just that.
So a good stop on first down for Woodland Park. 2nd and 10 for Delta. Empty backfield. Motion man running left, fake the handoff. Bynum up the middle again. Now he's bouncing it out to the right side. Advances down to the 35-yard line, where he's brought down there by Ramirez. Gain of 7 there. It's 3rd and 3 for Delta.
Another misdirection play there. That time they ran the fly towards Bryson Cox and let the quarterback keep it and run away from him. And you know what? I got to tell you, if I'm coaching football, if I'm playing football, I'm staying away from Bryson Cox as well.
Heck yeah, 6'3", 230 pounds. Bryson's got 16 tackles and a sack on the season. And as you've mentioned, Dell, does a lot of the little things that help his teammates be successful out there as well. Bynum takes that snap, little drop back, slings it out to the left. That's Nortnick, catches it, and just gets tripped up after he gets a first down by Roscom. He's got that to the 25-yard line, a gain of 10, first down Delta.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Bryson, might be one of the best football players on the football field tonight. And boy, he's taken a lot of blocks right there. They rolled out to his side. He had double teamed, and then a running back went and chipped him. Yeah, he had all kinds of people paying attention to him.
He's going to be a tired fella this evening. Clock rolls inside 10 minutes. First down Delta. Now Bynum rolling right. Pump fakes. Throws on the run. And he's got a man. Sorry, I had to angle around the wall here. That was number 6, Nathan Scharnhorst, that catches the touchdown pass for Delta. 25 yards on that play. Got behind the defense, caught it in the corner of the end zone, and Delta's on the board first.
Yeah, you got a couple steps behind our defensive back, and unlike Baldus on the previous play, this time we the corner on this side squatted to try to jump up to get the ball. And once you squat, it just gives another couple steps, and if you don't touch the ball, it's not good.
This kick is down and true for Wangassine. So Delta breaks the ice in the second quarter, 7-0. Delta Panthers ahead of the Woodland Park Panthers. I'd like to take a moment here to recognize some of the Woodland Park Panther Golf Tournament title sponsors. Nick Brown in memory of Coach Macris and Coach Sampson. George Holly and Cover Zero Sports Agency. Jason Roshek and the Jason Roshek Realty Group. Mike Schomer and Schomer Construction. BWS Inspection out of Mexia, Texas. Evers & Sons, Inc. out of Caldwell, Texas. And 3S Services out of Midland, Texas. Thanks for your support of the big fundraiser for the Panthers this summer, the golf tournament.
All right, there's a big offensive possession here for Woodland Park. You give up a touchdown in a hard-fought game. You want your offense to go back and answer. Put a good drive together here. If you can take up as much time as you can and score, you start with the ball in the second half. No, we don't. They kicked off.
Right. You're right. Big possession here for Woodland Park. Gossine on kick. Ramirez and Harper are deep. This one's in the air. Ramirez lets it hit the ground, and that one just trickles into the end zone. Boy, a little dangerous there.
Yeah,
but Woodland Park will have a touchback and get started 1st and 10 from their own 20.
That was kind of an in-betweener. You had your up back. It looked like it was going to go to him, and he chose not to field it. And our deep receiver there decided, not to come up and play the ball. It took a kind of a funny bounce. Luckily, like you said, kind of fortuitous. He rolled into the end zone.
So as you said, Dell, big possession here for Woodland Park. The fog's rolling in a little bit, getting cooler. Now it's dark out. Down 7 in the second quarter. Need to put a drive together right here. Into the Panther backfield at quarterback is number 12, senior Colin Cusera. He hands off to Braden Roscom, who goes up the middle, tries to cut it left, and gets a nice gain of about 6 on that first down play.
Yeah, nice little trap play there. Great block by the right guard. Nice hole. Let Roscom get a little scamper going there. So good positive run.
So as was the case last week, 2 quarterbacks seeing significant time for Woodland Park. The veteran senior coming off the bench and the junior getting things started. Now it's Cusera's time to step in on the season so far. He's 8 of 12, 113 yards, a couple touchdowns. Hands off again right here to Roscom up the middle. Not much going on there. Gain of about 1.
Yeah, another fine defensive play by Delta. They do a nice job of closing gaps pretty fast. You have to hold your blocks a little bit longer. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of room to run if he gets past that first lineman, Rick. And if Brayton gets out in the open field, it could be a touchdown at any time. He's a home run hitter.
So Woodland Park looking at a 3rd and short. Twins right, twins left. Cusera with Roscom in the backfield. Snaps back. Throwing that one behind his intended receiver, Baldus.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the quarterback expected Baldus to curl up his route, and Baldus just kept on deep. Fell in behind him.
So Woodland Park goes 3 and out in their first possession of the second quarter. On the punt is Alex Vanderhaar. An unusual punt formation for Woodland Park. He does get a kickoff. That one's rolling out. Nice roll for Woodland Park, and that's going to be inside the Delta 25-yard line, down to about the 23.
Yeah, Brian, you mentioned the different punt look there for Woodland Park, and what they do is they spread everybody out, and it looks like they have got receivers all over the place. But actually, those outside receivers are covered up there on the line of scrimmage. But sometimes teams will cover that like they are wide receivers, and they'll forget to cover the center, and the center is uncovered at the end of line of scrimmage. He actually becomes eligible. So might be setting up a fake punt situation later if they forget to cover that long snapper.
I was going to ask you if that might be something in their bag of tricks later, if that's a read or if that's going to be a play call that comes in from the sideline. Here we go. Bynum for Delta. Turns, hands off to Johnson, running around the left side. Not as much happening there on first down. Stout defense by Woodland Park.
Yeah, once again, you see Woodland Park dialing up some pressures. They're able to bring that safety up and fill that gap. The defensive end on that side did a nice job. Once again, we talked about it before, setting that edge and making the rudder cut inside. And like you said, not much there when you have that kind of defense.
2nd and 8 now for Delta. Bynum and Johnson in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, drops straight back, throws it wide open on the left side. And that was completed out to number 3, Noah Nortnick, the senior receiver, 6'3", 195 pounds. They've got big receivers, and that time, didn't matter how big he was because he was wide open for Delta.
Yeah, it looked like Braden Cox, the safety there, came up to play the short route. And by the time he realized there was a route behind him, he planted, and it looked like he slipped a little bit. Once that happens, boy, as a defensive back, the worst the feeling you have is you slip and you know your guy's running. Oh, that's a scary feeling. You just hope the quarterback throws a really bad football.
Right. Gain of 18 right there, 43-yard line. Bynum by himself in the backfield. Johnson in the slot. Man in motion is Nortnick. Hands to Nortnick. Sweep around the right side. He's trying to get to the corner. And he gets through a tackle. Gets that out just to about midfield. Number 18, Cy Dellinger, came up and just couldn't quite drag him down at about the 45. Nortnick got another 5 yards out of it. It's going to be 2nd 3.
Yeah, Cy made a nice play there. He didn't make the tackle, but he got caught up inside a little bit, and once he realized that he was out leveraged, he fought hard off a block about 10, 11 yards down the field. Had to sprint up and try to make that edge play, and just didn't quite get there, but made a nice play getting back into the play.
Ball's at midfield. Bynum takes a snap, trying to get up the middle, but fenced it out to the right and tackled just at the line of scrimmage. Eli Garner came up again. Really nice play there by the defensive lineman for the Woodland Park Panthers.
Yeah, Garner made a great play there, set the edge again, and this time instead of just saying, I'm going to let you go back inside of me, he just went ahead and tackled him. A lot of that was caused by some penetration by Hernandez. He came through almost untouched and forced the ball carrier to bounce outside, and Garner just waiting right there, made a nice play.
Garner, 6'3", 190, 9 tackles coming into this game. Off to a good start in this one. Trips left now for Bynum. Turns, throws out to that single side. He's got a man. That's number 4, Colby Braslin, and he's ahead for a first down.
Yeah, it looks like what Delta's trying to do when they send Trips to one side and they put the one receiver wide is it's kind of a read game there. It's if the corner's playing up tight and they're going to try to throw over the top of him, as long as you get a good chuck, you have a chance to really have a big play there. If you play off, 5, 6, 7 yards, they're just going to run a route that's short, quick out, slant, come back, those type of things. And on a short yardage play, you're going to give that up and he's going to take it.
Delta again chewing up clock here. The clock for the second quarter running under 5 minutes right now. Ball's at the 44. Bynum rolling to his left. Sets, fires back to the right. And he's got a man wide open and caught. That's Nathan Scharnhorst with the touchdown for the Delta Panthers. 44 yards from Bynum.
Yeah, that's really an impressive throw. He rolled out to his left a little bit and had the whole defense kind of running. The safety played on the right hash, jumped up on a short dig route. Backside post, he just ran right by our defensive back. And boy, Bynum just turned, squared up, and threw a beautiful football.
On the kick is Gossin. Scharnhorst the hold. That one looks good, and it is 14-0. Delta Panthers lead the Woodland Park Panthers. Some other sponsors to recognize. The Panther football varsity sponsors. Special thanks out to Floor Industrial Contractors, Inc. out of Rankin, Texas. Thanks also to First General Services, Joe Aducci and Jostens, Edge Electrical and Instrumentation out of West Monroe, Louisiana. Kenny Case and Case Water Treatment, LLC. Colorado Sports, Benchmark Mortgage, and another former Panther, Kenny Churchill.
You know, one of the dangers, Brian, when you play a 4-2-5 and you play a little shell behind that, you know, by a shell we mean 4 deep. Sometimes they'll play a quarter, half, where 2 defensive backs are playing a fourth of the field and the other defensive back plays the back half. If you drop the wrong safety in, like they did in that time, it wasn't the wrong safety, it's a great scheme. That safety to that side jumps the shorter route, leaves your backside corner one-on-one on the whole half of the field. And if that receiver crosses the inside of the face on that backside of the field, a good football, and that's probably an unstoppable play. So great play design there. Interesting to see what comes. So sometimes you get a little tempted to make a big play. I got to get all 14 points back in one play. That sometimes leads to some turnovers. The turnover on your side of the field puts this game in a real precarious position.
Absolutely. Woodland Park, still plenty of time to go right here, even in this quarter with 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Ramirez trots off the field under his own power, and on comes Colin Cusera and Braden Roscom in the backfield for Woodland Park. First down from their own 30-yard line, trying to get something going here in the first half, down 14-0 to the number 2 ranked Delta Panthers. Got a little motion in the backfield right there.
Yeah, it looked like the center flinched a little bit. Maybe he was ready to snap it on the wrong count. And you know, when everybody starts to move and the ball isn't snapped, that's a pretty good indication there's a signal cross in terms of the snap count.
Tough way to start that drive then, Dell. Now you're looking at 1st and 15, going back to what you were just talking about, not wanting to get it all back in one play, but you want to have positive things happen, especially on first down.
Well, you don't want to get what they call behind the chains, right? You don't want to get where you're off schedule with your offense. And, you know, a good play here still puts you second and long.
Cusera, a little shovel pass up to Roscom, cuts it back out to the right. Nice cut back and advances up to about the 34, just shy of the 35-yard line. Gain of almost 10 on that little play, 9-yard gain.
I'd like to see, and maybe we'll see Coach Rossman go back to that trips formation he likes to run and run that flood route. They've missed that number 2 receiver, that second level receiver twice, but he's been wide open. If they can get that play, and it looks like they're lining up in trips. We'll see if that's what we got.
We do. We have trips left right here. Roscom and Cusera in the backfield. There's a snap. He's looking right, but now tries to cut back to his left. There's pressure. Cuts it back to the right. On the run. Puts a shoulder into a defender. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Big tackle right there by number 58. That's James Goff for Delta.
That was a big play right there. That was two people moving really fast, hitting head on right there at the line of scrimmage.
And that's cold.
Yep.
It couldn't have
Looks
felt
like
good.
a leading with the helmet, so spirit call against Delta. Well, that's tough as a defender, and from where I'm standing, I can't see it. No possible way. But you know, guys are running full speed, and you're coming up to make a forward tackle, and you try to get your head across the ball carrier, and the ball carrier, as you said, lowers his shoulder, and you know, sometimes when you lower your shoulder, your head goes down too, and so if they make head contact, that was the call there.
Huge penalty, only the second of the game, but a big penalty against Delta, and the Woodland Park Panthers are in business. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Cusera was trying to throw it out the flat to Roscom, lost control, dropped it.
Yeah, that's a situation trying to make a quick pass out there. You know, they motioned Roscom out towards the trip side and try to get numbers out there, try to go, you know, our 3 blockers and Roscom out there in the open field to try to get the ball quick. You know, it's cold and hard, and it just looked like he lost grip of it and never really had it and fell out of his hand. That's unfortunate.
Colby Braslin recovered that for Delta. 3:39 left in this quarter. Delta takes over. Woodland Park could not take advantage of that huge penalty. Now it's first down. Handoff to number 35 running hard up the middle. That's Timmy Horn. Big gain of 9 on first down for Delta.
Yeah, Delta with a kind of a quick snap there. I don't think our defense was quite set. They were trying to signal in. I know Coach Drummond, the defensive coordinator, he was trying to signal in some changes. Looks like he was trying to make some adjustments with his safeties, take away that backside post that just hurt him in the previous possession. And As all our kids were looking over here for that call, Delta just snapped and ran it.
And that's a big play on first down for Delta. They're going to be staring at second and short after this timeout. Woodland Park took the timeout right there, and we'd like to recognize some of the Panther football JV sponsors: G&G Roofing Specialists, Executive Development, Front Range Climbing, Ground Control Inc., Shiloh Plain, owners Louise Bauer, Najar Construction, Non-Destructive and Visual Inspection out of Gray, Louisiana, Distribution Now out of Houston, Texas, and Dono's Producing Confidence out of Midland, Texas. 3 minutes, 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Delta leads this one 14-0 and has the ball just inside the Woodland Park 40. Second down, long one to go. Bynum in the backfield. Hands the Horn. Horn up the middle again. That time, not much happening.
Well,
Really good penetration.
Absolutely, Aiden Hernandez comes through. They're trying to trap Aiden Hernandez. He comes through pretty fast, and they're trying to trap him. And so what ends up happening is he gets a little bit deeper than they think. He's a little bit quicker. And sometimes as a defensive lineman, you come through and you're unblocked, and you think, man, I want to make this big play in the backfield. And the next thing you know, a guy from the other side is putting his helmet right in your ear hole. That doesn't feel good either. But on that one, he got nice penetration, forced the ball carrier back to the tackler.
Another big third down here. 3rd and 2 for Delta. And it's Bynum right up the middle. He's got the first down and gets ahead to the 35 before Bryson Cox can bring him to the ground. But that's another first down for Delta.
There's a big defensive possession here. Don't want to give up any points. If you can get out of this without giving up any points, you got to feel pretty good about yourself. With a couple of that turnover right there in midfield, you got to get off right here. A score here, well, that makes it a long uphill battle for sure.
And remember, folks, Delta's going to get the ball to start the second half as well. So as Del said, yeah, this is a big defensive possession right here. 1st and 10. Woodland Park 35-yard line. Bynum, 3-step drop. Throws it long. He's got a man out there, but well defensed and knocked down.
Yeah, he certainly learned from the last time, right? Again, the receiver was by him just a little bit, and instead of squatting to jump through the football this time, he ran through the play, and boy, he almost had that one. Almost had that interception. That would have been a big play.
Nice defense there by Cy Dellinger for the Panthers. 5'10", 160-pound junior. Getting a lot of play time here this evening. Got his hands on that one. 2nd down and 10 for Delta. Up the middle, that's Horn, and just runs somebody over.
Yeah.
Boy, he was running hard right there. Got to about the 32-yard line. That's a tough 3 yards.
That was a collision we could hear all the way up here. I don't know who stuck their head in there, but man, that was like you said, a hard run, and our guy, the little guy, came up and hit him, and kind of like you learn in physics, the bigger one's going to have a little bit more mass there, and big play.
Horn's not a huge back. He's 5'8", 165 pounds, but boy, he runs aggressively. 3rd and long. Bynum snaps. Fakes it right, rolls to his left, turns that one loose, and incomplete. Boy, that was a tough play by Tyler Baldus. Got another deflection out there and preserved that incompletion for the Panthers.
Another great play by Baldus. Can't say it enough. He's every single time the ball gets up in the air towards the receiver's hands, and he's played it at its highest point. Baldus is a really good defender. He plays defenseman as a hockey player too, so he's used to reading the play coming at him. So he's done a nice job tonight.
So that brings up 4th down. Woodland Park trying to get the defense off the field. Delta snap is back. Bynum pump fakes. Is under pressure this time, and Garner brings him down at the 40-yard line.
Hey, we finally got to him, boy. We've been close, and finally Gardner got to him. Just didn't give up on the play, kept chasing him down. Looked like Bynum looked to his right to find an open receiver. They were well covered. Gave Garner an extra step, and man, that was a huge play. Give us the ball back right there near the 40-yard line.
Really huge play. Woodland Park's going to take over with 1:11 left in the second quarter. A chance to get some points on the board here before half. Finally, a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, Bynum. Mason Piles back in at quarterback. He's got Roscom. Little low snap. He gathers it up. Over the middle. Cox got his hands on it, but incomplete.
Yeah, that was close to a big play. Mason threw it just to the inside shoulder of the defender. Bryson broke behind him, came open, and just as he was breaking open, the ball was arriving. I don't know that he saw it in time, but close to a big play.
2nd and 10. Piles take that snap. Throws it out to the left flat. There's Baldus. Has a snag. Breaks one tackle. Spins out of another. Trying to spin out of a third. And out of bounds. Great catch. Great effort by Tyler Baldus. Takes it across midfield and down to the Delta 42.
Yeah, that's just a huge effort play. Yeah, ran a little comeback route, caught the ball, spun out. Just a huge effort, and got the ball out of bounds. Stopped the clock. Didn't have to burn a timeout there.
Gain of 20 right there. Woodland Park trying to move. 57 seconds left in this quarter. Piles and Roscom in the backfield. Trips right for the Panthers. And we've got a little miscommunication on the snap count once again. So the Panthers will move back 5 yards. And start 1st and 15 from the Delta 46. Piles takes that snap, looks left, throws left, Baldus again. Looks like he got his feet down. What a nice catch. Really great control. Gets that down about the 35.
Boy, Mason Piles threw that the only place he could throw it. He threw it right at the sideline to the outstretched hands. Baldus did a nice job of catching, keeping his feet down. You know, the difference in the NFL and high school football, in the NFL, you have to have 2 feet down. High school, you just have 1. I think Baldus got 2.
Trips right again. Now Mason looks out to the right side of that trip side, but that was unfortunately right to Scharnhorst. And it's intercepted by Delta.
Yeah, it looked like he just didn't even see the defender. I don't know if the guy dropped out of the defensive line, kind of a zone blitz look, but certainly didn't see him.
So that Woodland Park drive falters with the turnover. Delta takes over at their own 35. 46 seconds left in this half.
Now be careful here. You know, quarterback with a really good arm. Don't want to give one up over the top.
Bynum rolling left, sets his feet, throws. Boy, that's a nice ball. Snagged right over midfield. Braden Roskin has to make the play, but not before. That's number 4. Colby Braslin brings down a first down reception.
Yeah, Bynum throws a really nice football. That's a 20-yard route almost, and that ball was on a line.
1st and 10 Delta. Woodland Park 48-yard line, call it. Snaps back to Bynum, looking left again. Throws this one deep over the defense, and he's got a man. Number 3, Noah Nortnick. And a huge play for Delta. 48-yard touchdown pass with 23 seconds left in this quarter.
Yeah, that's a tough play. There wasn't a whole lot of defensive leverage there. Their outside receiver just ran by us, and instead of being able to catch up to the play, he was just too far behind us. And once again, another good football thrown by Bynum.
And you called it, Dell. He said really big play, or at least a big possession there. Quarterback with a big arm, and still time on the clock. That's a hard one to swallow.
That's a hard one to swallow, and I hate to say that we saw that one coming, but yeah, it just had the feel that was going to happen after that first play. You know, you got some free shots here, and unfortunately, it didn't turn out well for Woodland Park.
The only bright spot there is the extra point attempt by Juan Gassin. Missed left. 20-0 Delta. 23 seconds left in this second quarter. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank a couple of the Woodland Park Panther Pride Athletic Boosters, Panther partners. Special thanks to Shining Mountain Golf Course, the home of the Panther golf team, and Jimmy John's for their support of Panther Athletics.
Yeah, on that touchdown pass, Coach Roscom wasn't very happy with the officials. It looked like the receiver on our sideline was still moving forward to get set, wasn't completely set when the ball was snapped, and that would have been an illegal procedure. And Joe really wanted that call, but it wasn't called, and here we go.
So Woodland Park down 3 scores. Gaussian on to kick. Ramirez and Harper deep for Woodland Park. Good kick fielded at the 6. That's Harper. He's on the run, cuts it back to the right, got some space. And we've got a flag as he's thrown out of bounds just across the 45-yard line. Excellent return there by Andrew Harper.
Yeah, that flag's going to be on Delta, I believe. I think what happened is the referee was running down the sideline to make a call or to keep up with the play and ran into some sideline players. So, and of course I was wrong. It called a hold from there. And Brian, I got to tell you, from where that flag was thrown, I don't know how he could see the hold.
There sure didn't look to be any blockers in that vicinity, as there was only the ball carrier and a potential tackler. But as a point of infraction foul, that does take it to the Panther 35. So still decent field position for Piles as he catches that snap, rolls to his left, didn't get the feet set, threw it out short of Harper.
Now once again, there's that flood route. And number 2 receiver wide open. We just not able to get the ball there for some reason. It's really hard. It seems like every time we run that play, we've been rolling it against the arm, making our quarterback throw, get his shoulders all the way around. That's just a tough throw.
It is tough unless he can get those feet set. And right now, Piles hasn't been able to get those puppies set to look downfield a little bit more. Trips left. Piles and Roscom in the backfield. Again, looking out left. Looking for Baldus. Number 23, Jason Timbreza, got his hands on that one.
Delta gave Woodland Park a little different look that time. Usually they played a cover 3 behind it, and that time they went with the cover 2 and let that post run right into the safety. I'm not sure we recognize a change in defense there.
So we have time for one play left in this second quarter, 5.6 seconds. We got 3rd and 10 for Woodland Park. Trips are left. Bryson Cox split right. Piles drops, slings it over the middle. Ball up for grabs right there, looking for Colton Simonis. Broken up by number 6, Nathan Scharnhorst. And as I thought we were going to have just that last play, we've got a 1/10 of a second left on the clock.
Yeah, I don't know there's many plays in the playbook for 1/10 of a second left and 65 yards to go, but football's a strange game. Sometimes it happens.
So 4th down, same formation, trips left, Piles, hands this one off to Roscom, who stumbles in the backfield, and that's going to end the half. So after the end of one half, Delta leads this one 20-0 over the number 4 and homestanding Woodland Park Panthers. We'll take a halftime break and be back in 10 minutes, as this is a shortened halftime of only 12 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes after a halftime break. Welcome back into Woodland Park High School at time, where the Woodland Park Panthers trail the number 2 ranked Delta Panthers 20-0. Delta hasn't gotten any warmer out there. And what does Woodland Park have to do to climb back into this one?
Well, job number one, first and foremost, is you've got to get a defensive stop. Delta's going to start with the ball. You can't afford to let them chew up a lot of clock. Definitely can't let them get any points on. Job number, very first thing you had to emphasize in the locker room is we got to come out and get a stop. Once you get a stop, get the ball back.
Now let's welcome back
You know,
our
offensively,
Panthers.
they've had some open receivers. They've had some good looks. You know, we haven't quite been able to complete that look. I want to go back to again. Every time we get in a trip set or a 3-wide set, and we run that flood concept, and the number 2 receiver is open, but it seems like every time we've had to run that route, we've had to roll to our left. So maybe the positioning of the football will help a little bit. Run that play a little bit to the right hash. But either way, you know, we can hit some of those intermediate routes. You know, we can climb back in, but you got to get a stop right here, and that probably starts with getting pressure on the quarterback. You know, it's obvious he can throw the ball a long ways, and if he has time and he sets his feet, you're asking an awful lot of your cornerbacks to cover receivers 40, 50 yards down the field. And you know, I expect to see some pressure packages. You know, that's pretty much what you have to do. You have to get a stop right here, get some points for yourself, let the momentum kind of put you back in the game.
And then Woodland Park also has to turn the favor of the time of possession into their hands. Delta, though we don't have official stats, Delta dominated the time of possession there in that first half. And Woodland Park was unable to get the running game going as well. Braden Roscom comes into this game averaging 120 yards per game over the first 2, and really has not been able to get a lot going for the Woodland Park Panthers.
You know,
What does Woodland Park have to do in addition to that flood concept to get some momentum going on offense?
Well, I think you talked about it a little bit. Get Braden involved in the running game and see if we can get that loosened up a little bit with some different concepts, some different schemes. Get Braden rolling a little bit, take the clock back into your favor, and that's really, you know, the biggest thing. Delta's safeties are playing so well. Their defensive front is very, very disciplined in their gap control, and so they're plugging the gaps. And when Braden looks for that cutback lane, which is Braden has been his bread and butter all year, gets a little seam and breaks it across the grain. Their safeties are coming up, and they're just popping Braden in the backfield. And man, if we just get one block here, a little bit more push into the second level, get Braden running, that's going to open up the game a little bit more.
So easy for us to talk about. We'll see what the teams have been able to work out as they're in at halftime. They did obtain permission to go inside and get warmed up, as it's gotten pretty chilly, under 30 degrees up here at 8,500 feet. And certainly fall feels like it arrived in force today.
Yeah. You know, if you're saying it's 30 degrees, that must be in the booth. Standing on
Right.
top of the booth. Well, I would have to argue there's 30 degrees. My backpack has ice on it, but it's fun to be here.
Dell's taking one for the team. We're physical distancing in our broadcast setup here at Woodland Park High School. So the Woodland Park Panthers will have to kick off to start the third quarter. That'll be Alex Vonderhaar. On the year, he's got 12, and then 9 touchbacks. So he's got the big leg. We'll see what he can do with the cold ball. Woodland Park usually shows this little onside look, little bunch look, and we'll see if Delta is prepared for that. Scharnhorst and Johnson deep for the Delta Panthers. No onside kick there. Woodland Park will space it out. Vonderhaar will give it a kickoff from the 40. That one is still deep.
Wow.
So it didn't seem that the temperature impacted that much. There's another touchback for Vonderhaar, and that's a nice weapon to have for sure for the Woodland Park Panthers.
Yeah, anytime you get a kicker that can, you know, boom it out of the infield, out of the field, you certainly don't give up a lot of long returns. So, you know, great play there. And like you said, you're a great kicker, whether it's a punter, you flip the field position, that plays your defense's strength for sure.
So here we go. We'll start the third quarter with Delta on offense, scrimmaging from their own 20.
Got to get a stop. You got to get in and out of this defensive set here.
Twins both ways. Bynum in the backfield. We got a blitz coming. They get it picked up. Pump fake. Throws this one deep up the right side. That is too long for Braslin. Good coverage there by Dellinger. Harper coming over from the safety spot to help him out.
Yeah, tried a little double move there. Hit us a couple times deep early. Thought they'd test it right away. Ran a little out and up move there. Dellinger played it nicely. Actually made contact on his out cut, which in high school football is legal. And as long as the ball's not in the air, and it wasn't, and slowed the receiver down just enough for that ball to sail about 7 or 8 yards over the head of the receiver.
So as you said, Delta was trying to take a shot there early. Woodland Park was up to it. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I'd expect to see a run play here, probably quarterback direct snap.
Bynum by himself. Now he's got a motion man. Give around the left side on that sweep and room to run. Cuts it back upside, breaks one tackle and gets up to the 40-yard line. That's Nortnick. Took that handoff from Bynum on a full speed sprint, turned the corner and gain of 20 on the play.
Yeah, Bryson Cox kind of got caught up inside on that a little bit, got a little bit leveraged. But, guys taking on 2 or 3 blocks all the time. But once he got caught up inside, there's nobody else out there.
Horn in the backfield with Bynum now. Twins left, split right, takes a snap, hands off the Horn up the middle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good defense right there. Cox was in on that play, as was Simonis.
Yeah, Coach Drummond did a nice job there. He moved Bryson Cox off the end, put him on the inside there. Got a little one-on-one matchup with the guard. And, Bryson did a nice job. Not really a contest between the guard and Cox on that one, and Cox was able to make the play.
2nd and 10 Delta.
That's a pretty nice adjustment. Take Bryson Cox off the edge and put him on the inside there a little bit.
Again, it's Bynum and Horn. Fakes that one to Horn. Rolling right, throws that one underneath. Good catch right there, but good pursuit. Simonis brings down the receiver, number 29, Hunter Goff. Short gain on that play is going to bring up 3rd and 7.
One thing, if you're watching the game, Colton Simonis made just an incredible play right there. He lined up on the line of scrimmage like he was going to blitz. And after the snap of the ball, he got depth on his coverage and then was able to pivot around and run down a receiver that was running away from him, hold him for a 3-yard gain. That's just an incredible play by Colton Simonis.
10 minutes to go in this quarter. Need more big effort like that from the Panther defense. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Bynum straight back, throws out to his right. That one's caught. Braslin once again has enough for the 1st down. Needed 7, looks like he got 9.
Yeah, he just ran looked like he was going to go deep, got the defensive back to turn his hips a little bit, try to run, scared of that deep ball. Once the cornerback turned his hips to run deep, he just stopped his route and turned around. The ball was right there, right on the numbers.
So Delta has 2 quick 1st downs in this drive. Now they're on the move at the Woodland Park 46. Empty backfield. Nortnick in motion. Fake the sweep. Run up the middle. Bynum cuts. Now bounces out to the right. And he sprints out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Gain of 11 on that play.
Yeah, that's the counter to the previous big play where they had the fly sweep. You run that out there, you gave up a big play, and the defense really widened out, so they gave up another big play. But this time, Bynum just put it back in his belly and ran the opposite way, found a big hole.
1st down at the 35-yard line. Woodland Park desperately needs a stop right here. Blitz coming. Fakes the handoff. And it's Bynum out to the right side. Not much gain there. Hernandez and Simonis in on that tackle. 2nd and long for Delta.
Yeah, it looked like Samotis was coming up to make the play. Bynum kind of went low, kind of give himself up with the tackle, and unfortunately, it looked like his helmet kind of hit the knee of Samotis. But I'll tell you what, class act move by Bynum as he recognized the injury right away, got up and went and checked on Samonis in the heat of the game. So pretty class act.
Rolling in on 9 minutes here in the third quarter. There's Nortnick in motion again. Fake the sweep, straight back drop. Throws that lob up for grabs. Just in and out of the hands of Colby Braslin. He got behind the defense, and I think maybe was a little bit surprised by how far that ball went. It looked like it was kind of floating on behind him.
Yeah, you know, he throws the football. There's just something special about it. It comes out of his hand. It spins perfect, and man, he can throw it a long ways. And, you know, one of the problems that we're having is he's back there and can set his feet and can wait. And no pressure at all. He can just load up and throw it deep, 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 and our guys are having a hard time keeping up with him downfield.
Third down, 9 yards to go for Delta. 34-yard line of the Woodland Park Panthers.
I expect to see Coach Drummond bring some pressure here.
We'll see. Watch number 44 Ganger and 54 Wilkinson. See if they blitz with those linebackers. Trips right. Bynum and Horn in the backfield. Now we've got a flag coming in.
That's probably going to be a delay of game coming from the backfield.
And you dialed in on that. Delay a game. Moves the ball back 5 yards. Now at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, this is a situation where if you're Delta, you might think we're going to bring pressure. I'd be really cautious of a screen play here.
9th play of the drive. Bynum straight back, throws over the middle, over the head of Braslin, and a really late flag. That looked like an incomplete call, and then a late flag came flying in.
Yeah, there was a really delayed call. There was, you know, it looked like the receiver was hoping and begging for the call, and finally the referee said, "Okay, you might be right," and threw that flag. Yeah, there was contact there. One of the things you have to discuss, and they might be discussing right here, is was that a catchable football? Well, they're going to rule it was, but in high school football, if it's not a catchable ball, it's a no call.
So pass interference on the defense there. That ball was intended for number 4, Colby Braslin, and he's a big receiver, 6'5", 210 pounds. It's a high school receiver. That's huge.
Yeah.
But it was still too high for him. Nonetheless, that penalty is called and stands and moves the ball to the 24-yard line of Woodland Park.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. That stands as incomplete. You're looking at 4th and 15. You probably force a punt. Did exactly what you wanted to do is get off the field. But, you know, unfortunately, the judgment call there, those are always tough. You're a basketball coach. That's kind of a block charge situation right there.
Right, exactly. For the official, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah,
that call right there.
Sure is.
Twins right. Man in motion, pitch back. That's Schornhorst. And we've got a flag. He cut it back up inside, and the flag was thrown deep into the backfield.
Yeah, you're going to get a hold there on Bryson Cox. Bryson came free and was ready to make the play, and the guard came around and just grabbed him.
So holding on Delta. See where they walked that off from. And that's 3 straight penalties in a row. We had a pretty clean first half.
Well, that's a big play. You know, you give up a short gain here, you be 2nd and long, and now you're back in business.
So 1st and a mile from the 39-yard line. Bynum back, drop straight back. Now flushed a little to his left. There was a little bit of pressure. Tippy-toed catch along the sideline, but no, not enough for Noah Nortnick as he's out of bounds.
Yeah, I got a little pressure. Bryson Cox came through. Got a little pressure there, forced that ball to be thrown a little bit high, and I think that forced the receiver to just get out of bounds.
Second and 24 for Delta. Woodland Park trying to get off the field, get their defense off the field. Blitz coming, picked up, and now Lip breaks down, thrown out to the right side. Oh, he had Braslin. Got it to his hands, but then he bobbled it. And that's going to bring up third and enormously long for the Delta Panthers.
Yeah, it sure is. Interesting call here by Woodland Park defensive coordinator, third and a long ways. You got two choices here. You can blitz, bring more numbers, make them throw it short, and then rally to it and tackle it, or you can drop a whole bunch of people into the coverage. And I don't know which way I'd go on this one.
Make some noise, Panther fans!
8:29 to go. Another blitz coming. Bynum rolling left. Got Horn protecting. Tries to set his feet, but he's pressured and dropped in the backfield.
Yeah, Coach Drummond decided, forget it. We're just going to bring pressure. And, they tried that same route that they scored on earlier, where he rolled a little short to the left and tried to get the safety to drop and get that backside post. And it was open again, but this time, because of the pressure, he didn't have time to set his feet and throw that backside post. So big stop.
Big sack there. I believe that was Hernandez. Drug him down in the backfield. And Woodland Park, after a 4-minute drive from Delta, able to force a fourth down and hopefully get off the field right here. Punt's on the way. That one's a beauty. It's high and sails over Andrew Harper's head and into the end zone. So Woodland Park will take over for their first possession of the second half from their own 20.
Just as we talked to start the second half, job number one was to keep Delta off the board and get your offense on, and Woodland Park did that. Gave up some yardage, but no points.
Starting the second half for the Panthers will be number 12, Colin Kucera at quarterback. Del, what do you see as the differences between the two QBs that the Panthers are using tonight?
Yeah, Colin's got a little bit more experience. He's played for a while, and he's got a little bigger arm. A little bit more of a gunslinger mentality. So I think what you're going to see with Colin in there is he's got the opportunity to make big plays through the passing game.
Right there, he handed off to Braden Roscom. Ran right, bounced out of a tackle, cut it back to the left. Hard running, gain of 5. That's a really nice first down pickup. 2nd and 5, Woodland Park.
Yeah, just as you mentioned, get Roscom involved in the run game, and just like you said, first play, run Roscom, good game.
Harper right, Baldus left, Ramirez and Cox in the slot. Roscom the deep back, snaps back to Kucera, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. Sets those feet, fires over the middle. Oh, he had Baldus in and out of his hands at the 35-yard line. Good throw there by the senior quarterback.
Yeah, nice job. A little half roll to the right. Got his shoulders turned and hit Baldus right in stride. And we talked about earlier as a receiver catching the football. It's really hard to catch a cold football. It's really hard. It's not soft as they might call and pressure up on the edge there. And instead of trying to force the ball into coverage, he said, I'm going to avoid the sack here to get a positive play.
6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Woodland Park with its first possession of the half. Snap hit the ground. Colin picked it up, throws it back over the middle. What a catch by Cox. Hey, stiff arms his way through a tackle, plows into 2 more guys, and is close to a first down.
Well, a couple of nice, real nice plays there. Colin first drops the ball, doesn't lose his composure, just picks it up and says, you know what? I'm in danger here. I'm going to find my big tight end, throw him the ball. And Bryson went up and caught it in his hands, and he's a load to bring down.
That was a gain of 10 right there and could have been a disaster. Second first down of the drive. 6th play of the drive coming here. Roscom goes out in motion. Throw it out into the flat to him. He's on the move, catches it, steps through 1, gets ahead for a gain of 1. Brought down there by Johnson. Out to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that had big play potential on it. Bryson Cox had his block made. The second guy receiver or sub-receiver in missed his block, and otherwise that Roscom might still be running had that block been made.
Looks like the home team Panthers are going to go trips left right here. Cox by himself out to the right. Running left. Throws it out into the flat left. There's a little contact early. Harper tried to get his hands on it, but we've got a flag down. That's going to probably be defensive pass interference on number 2, Nolan Bynum.
Yeah, he got there a little bit early, and that's definitely going to be the call. Again, that's that flood route we talked about earlier. Colin with a little stronger arm was able to get the ball out there. Good play, but once again, ran that flood route away from his arm. That's a tough throw, but Colin made a nice one there.
So with that penalty, the Woodland Park Panthers advance the ball to the Delta 40-yard line. 8th play of this drive. Got a little bit of momentum going now. 1st and 10. Handoff inside to Roscom. Cuts it back. He's got room to run. Runs hard down to the 30-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. Probably just shy. We're going to have 2nd and short. Really nice lead block there by Bryson Cox.
Yeah, he starts off in that tight slot and folds up inside and leads the way. Nice play.
Handoff again to Roscom. Tried to cut it back, then had to dodge a tackler and get it just inside the 30. Good enough for a first down, though, and Woodland Park continues to roll.
Yeah, just as you talked about coming out of the half, get Braden or Roscom a chance to get his ground game going. And in this drive, he's had a couple of nice runs.
Kucera and Roscom in the backfield. Snap is back. Again, the handoff. This time he's running right, trying to bounce it out around the left side. Drug down right there by Bynum. Short gain on that play. 2nd along 7, short 8 for Woodland Park.
Yeah, it didn't look like much of a big run there for only 2 yards, but what you're going to start noticing now is Delta's going to start bringing their safety up and get out of their word cover 2 shell. Now they're going to start bringing their safeties up a little bit closer. You start to see a little cover 3. That should open up the passing game a little bit.
Snap back to Kucera. Looks left. Pump fake. Going up over the top.
Well,
and we've got an interception there by the Delta quarterback, Bynum. Looked like he got his feet down.
Yeah, that was a great play. Tried a little double move there, similar to what Delta did earlier. You know, Delta didn't bite onto the corner, stayed deep, and the safety came over and made a play there. That's a long throw. You know, from about the 30-yard line down the sideline, long throw. Safety had plenty of time to get over there. Nice play by him. Just unfortunate for the Woodland Park Panthers.
So Delta takes over their own 2-yard line with that interception by Bynum. He's back in at quarterback. Horn in the backfield with him. Tough break there for Woodland Park. Handoff is to Horn, and he's dropped.
Big play.
Dropped in the backfield for a safety. So there's a big play for Woodland Park after giving up the turnover. Huge penetration by the defensive line. They dropped Horn in the end zone for the safety.
Yeah, that's a great play. That's the best you can hope for when you have a turnover down deep. You want your defense to make a big play. You know, you get the 2 points on the board and you get the ball back. So just a great play there from defense. And you know, the interesting part about that is it's still a 3-score game, still a 3-touchdown game, but it does remove the need for an extra point to get to a tie. So you do remove at least some of the challenges you might face with an extra point by that play. It also allows you on a 3-score game to take the lead late. So that 2 points can come in huge as we get down to the end of the game.
Not quite how they probably expected that sequence to go right there. Had the ball moving well, had about a 10-play drive going, turn it over, but immediately turned around, got the safety, and going to get the ball back right here. Let's see if Woodland Park can see some of this momentum and really get something going. 3:11 to go on the third quarter game clock. Gossin is in the kick. Harper and Ramirez deep for Woodland Park. Ramirez at his own 32, running straight up the middle. Now he cuts it back to the left, brought down as he crosses midfield and down to the Delta 48-yard line by number 14 for Delta, Weston Croft.
Great field position here, put a little drive, get some momentum back like you had in the first drive, get this into the end zone. This is a whole new game.
Kucera trots back out for the Panthers, the senior quarterback, threw an interception on the last possession. Now starts his Panthers with 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go at the Delta 48. Ramirez in motion. Handoff to Ramirez. Little reverse back to Bryson Cox. Turned in the left corner. He's rumbling. Runs through a potential tackler and down to about the 40-yard line.
It's like Woodland Park's trying to change up a little bigger back in the backfield, and I'll try to, I don't know, give a little misdirection there. And nice run by Bryson.
Cox doesn't get many carries on the season, but it looks like Coach Roscom's trying to make sure he starts to get the ball in his hands. He's a playmaker for the Panthers. Twins left right here. Snap back to Kucera, hands left to Roscom, trying to get around left tackle. Forced out of bounds. He should have enough for a first down. He's down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great block on the left side there by the Panthers left tackle. He just sealed the end on the outside zone, and Braden saw that end was hooked, so he just turned on the jets and just outran the defense down to the sideline.
Hunter Goff forced him out, but not before he got a first down at the 35. Kucera takes this snap, hands it off, trying to go straight upfield. Roscom, not much happening right there.
Looked like the guard that was out to block that linebacker slipped and fell on his cut back and left the linebacker unblocked.
That brings up 2nd and 10. Woodland Park trying to cut into this lead. Got a safety on the last Delta possession, trying to take advantage right here. Now that back judge is counting. Play clock running down. We've got a little miscommunication on the handoff. Collins making a play out of it, though. Turns, runs right. Made some positive yardage out there. And then was brought down by Mason Hatter-Holloway, number 9 for Delta.
That's a couple of times that some broken plays have happened. And Colin not panicking, all the experience of being a senior, and didn't get much out of it, but didn't lose yardage.
So Woodland Park looks at 3rd and 8. Big third down right here. Want to keep this drive alive.
Looked like Colin Sarah came up a little bit injured there, so had to make a quick quarterback change here.
Mason Piles trots in. He's in front of Braden Roscom, the pistol. Takes that snap. Straight back drop. Throws underneath. In and out of the hands of Bryson Cox. James Goff was in on the coverage right there. Not much to look for Mason Piles as far as open receivers. We've got 4th and long.
Yeah, not much of a choice here. You got to go for it. You're out of field goal range, too short to punt, down 3 scores. You got to be aggressive and go for it here on 4th down.
So the Panthers are going for it. They've got Baldus, Harper, Simonis left in the trips. Piles is looking that way, steps up into the pocket. There's a little pressure, has to throw it up. And that one is intercepted again by Bynum. He ran underneath it, made the catch just inside the Delta 15. Kids making plays on both sides of the ball. Mason had to step up with pressure right there and just had to get rid of it. And unfortunately, it was the guy in the white jersey that was able to make the play.
Yeah, it looked like he might have got hit just as he was throwing it, made the ball flutter a little bit. Bynum's actually upset with himself. Runs under it, makes an interception, but he realizes that was 4th down. If I'd have just knocked it down, we'd have had the ball way up there. But yeah, he's a little upset with himself. That's how you know a kid's really intelligent into the game. He knows what's going on.
Minute 9 left to go in this quarter. Bynum has interceptions on successive possessions. Now he's throwing the ball out into the left flat. That's number 6, Scharnhorst, with that catch, and he runs out of bounds.
Second down and 2. Delta.
Yeah, we gotta get off the field quick this time. A 3 and out here would be nice. That's gonna be tough now with second and short, but you gotta get off the field quick. Time's not your friend in this scenario.
So Scharnhorst gets 8 on that reception. Second down, Delta. Horn's the deep setback. Snap is back and good. Hand off to Horn, trying to run left. Bryson Cox corrals him, brings him down at the line of scrimmage. Third down and 2 to go.
No gain on the play. Looks like it's going to be third down, Delta.
Coach Drummond is just dialing up all kinds of pressure. He's got guys coming from everywhere at this point. You almost have to, and leave somebody unblocked. And if you're going to leave a guy unblocked, if I'm a Woodland Park fan, I think you should go ahead and leave Bryson Cox unblocked because he's going to make a play.
They will take it. So the clock is under a minute to go here. In fact, rolling in on 30 seconds left in this third quarter. We've got 3rd and 2 for Delta. Woodland Park trying to force a 3 and out, get that ball back, and try and get some more points on the board early in the 4th. Bynum takes the snap, running right up the middle. He's going to have that first down. And that'll do it for the third quarter. He's across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line.
Well, I tell you, anytime they have short yardage to get, they just go 5 wide and direct snap back to Bynum, and he just picks the gap. And he's a good athlete. They've had success each time.
Exactly. 6'1", 190, good thrower, good runner, a strong kid, and able to pick up first downs with both the arm and the legs. So that's the end of 3. We're heading into the 4th quarter. Woodland Park is down 20-2 as we head to the 4th.
Yeah, this is where the time that you get back in the game, you need a big turnover right here. That's the great equalizer in these type of games. If you get a turnover here, you get the ball back right away and strike quick. The momentum gets on your side. Long drives are not good. So you got to take some chances, play a little tighter coverage, bring a little bit more pressure, kind of a risk reward. You might give up a big play. You hope you don't, but you got to do something to try to put some pressure on them and get a turnover.
So Delta will start the 4th quarter with a first down from their own 28. And we'll see if the defense does just what you're saying, Del. If they dial up some pressure, start to play a little more risk and reward game, as they started to do really in the 3rd quarter as well.
Yeah, they sure did.
Snaps back to Bynum, straight back drop. He wants to unload this one, going up the left side. He's got him in there. Scharnhorst in and out of his hands. Pretty good coverage by Baldus, but that was a good throw. Just couldn't quite corral it.
Now, once again, Woodland Park chooses to rush forward, gives Bynum all day long. Man, if he can set his feet back there, he can throw that a long, long way. And right on target, like you said, hit him right in stride. Great coverage on this sideline. Had to be a perfect throw. And, that's what you hope for. Get good coverage that make them make a play, and it didn't happen that time. So second long.
Twins both ways. Bynum's got it. Hand off. He was thinking about pulling it out of there, but that's Johnson. Takes it up the middle. It bounces out to the right side. He's across midfield, inside the 40, and finally dropped as he gets inside the 40. Big run, Colton Johnson. Harper had to finally bring him down.
Yeah, we dialed up some pressure there. We tried to run a little twist stunt on the outside. Bryson Cox was supposed to come hard inside, and the outside linebacker was going to scrape off him. Looked like Bryson got caught up and didn't make it to the inside. So once that linebacker left to scrape to the outside on a blitz, on a pressure, there was nobody there. It created its own natural hole, and yeah, that's unfortunate.
Big 44-yard run there for Johnson. He hadn't seen as much work since early in the 1st quarter. It's been Timmy Horn in the backfield for Delta. Bynum slinging this one. Oh, man, Jake Wilkinson got his hands on that one. Probably not a great decision on the throw. Could have been that big play you were talking about, Del.
Yeah, that was going to be close because as like before, he catches that one, and there's not a whole lot of white jerseys in front of him. He might be running for a while. That would have been a big turnover. But that ball was coming in hot. So, you're a linebacker usually for a reason, and yeah, that ball was that was a fastball. That would have been hard to catch.
It got to him in a hurry.
That would have broke my nose, I'm sure.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Here's that design quarterback run. He had a huge hole. It bounces out to the right side, and it's off to the races. See if somebody can corral him and throw him out of bounds. And finally, Colton Simonis is able to do that.
Yeah, they caught us again in a little stunt twist there, and the twist just isn't getting into the gap where it's supposed to. And when you do that, we talked about risk and reward. You run a little twist stunt, and your guy that's supposed to come inside doesn't get inside, and there's a lot of running room.
25-yard gain for the quarterback right there. First down from the 13-yard line. Another design quarterback run, but there's the blitz that got to him. That was Wilkinson. Got into the backfield, dropped him for a loss.
Wilkinson in on the play for the Panthers. Big loss.
Yeah, a little change up there. Instead of the twist stunt, they left Cox outside and let the linebacker run through. Bryson faked like he was going to come inside, and he stopped, and the linebacker came inside instead and unblocked, and man, just met it right at the point of mesh.
Huge play for Jake Wilkinson. 2nd and 15. Now the Panthers trying to get Delta to move backwards and maybe get that big play turnover. Bynum fakes the handoff, throws the slant too far for Scharnhorst. Pretty good coverage there by Simonis.
Yeah, real good coverage there. Once again, that time we got a little pressure, so he wasn't able to sit back and let that post clear. So Simonis was able to bring from a safety spot to get up underneath that and kind of bracketed that slant and caused an incompletion. So once again, pressure being the key.
3rd and 15. You got to figure Woodland Park's got to get 2 stops right here to get the ball back.
Yeah, I'd like to see 1 stop by a turnover. I got to think Delta's going to not put the ball in the air here. You got to force the clock. The clock's on your side. I don't know, expect a pass here, but
expect quarterback run right here.
Yep.
Oh, shovel pass inside to Johnson, breaks 1 tackle. Yeah. Simonis is up in there though, stands him up, and Hernandez finishes him off.
Yeah, it goes down as a pass, a nice safe pass. But essentially it's a run, so I'm still going to say that I was right.
I agree. Short gain there, gain of about 2. Going to bring up 4th and 13.
Yeah, this is one you have to give a little space to the receivers. You don't have a lot of field to work with, so the deep pass is out of the play here. But play a little bit deep, let them make their play, come up, make the tackle short of the sticks here.
So big 4th down for the defense. Needs to get off the field. Pressure coming. Thrown up for grabs and out of the back of the end zone. Panthers force the 4th and an incomplete pass. Get the take over.
That was a nice job by the defense there. Force the quarterback to hold a little bit longer, like we talked about. It's a short field there, so anything deep, you're going to run out of the back of the end zone. That's exactly what happened.
Delta took 2 minutes exactly right there off of the 4th quarter game clock. Panthers take over with 10 minutes to go. Their own 16-yard line. Mason Piles is the quarterback. Little draw, handed off to Roscom, breaks through a tackle, scoots by another one, and out of the hands of another one. Good run right there by Braden Roscom as he stretched it out to the left side.
Yeah, that was a really hard run. Made a guy miss at the line of scrimmage, ran through a couple of tackles, and you mentioned it, get him started. But I'd like to see one of those, 75-yard runs right here. That'd be nice.
And we're moving the change. That's enough for a Panther.
Gain of 11 right there. Trips are going to be right. Cox is the wide man. Harper inside of him. Simonis inside of him. Baldus singled up on the left side. Piles the quarterback. Running right. A little bit of option look. Pitches back. Roscom catches that one. Has to break a tackle. Pursuit is there, though. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a long
Ray Hoffman, no
developing
gain
play.
on the
And,
play. It's gonna be second down.
you know, when you're running an option, the most effective thing you can do when running the option is draw that defender to the quarterback and make the pitch almost flat to the line of scrimmage, right? So you gain some leverage. If you pitch the ball straight back, you give up the leverage you gained by forcing that defender in, and that's what happened there. We had to pitch the ball back, gave up some leverage.
2nd and 10, no gain right there. Piles drops, slings it out to the right. Harper's caught it. He's at about the 31, steps out of a tackle. Drops the ball. It's rolling out of bounds.
Come on the play.
Fortunately for Woodland Park, no possession there for Delta.
Yeah, actually gained a yard there on the fumble, which I think got us to the first down. The referee signaled first down, but
he did. They're moving the chains.
That's one of those where you fumble for a first down. That's not how you draw it up, but that's how you'll take it.
Gain of 10 right there. It was hard running. Got lucky with the bounce, and hey, we'll take it. First down, Panthers. Aiden Hernandez in the backfield. He takes the handoff, trying to barrel ahead. Gain of about 3 right there.
Hernandez with a gain of about 3 yards. Second down and 7. Woodland
Sophomore running back, 5'10", 225 pounds. He's run for 38 yards on the season so far. Takes his second carry. This time over left guard. Plows ahead across the 48-yard line. It's got enough for a first down. The chains are moving.
Yeah, solid running, but you know, if you're Delta, you just let that happen, right? Each run takes 30 seconds, 35 seconds off the clock, and you know, you're playing against 12 here.
So first down, Hernandez, his 3rd consecutive carry, this time stopped in the backfield. Jeffrey Griffith drug him down by the ankles right there. Second down and long, really no gain there for Woodland Park.
Got to look a little play action here, I would think. You've had a couple of big runs with the big back. Maybe you can freeze those linebackers. Get something like Cox over the middle.
Mason Piles looks left, comes back to the right. He wanted Cox right there. They're hoping to time it out. Just couldn't quite connect on the right spot.
Yeah, it was definitely the play action we were looking for. The linebacker did freeze. Cox was open. We just didn't make the completion there.
Just under 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 10. Cox and Harper right. Piles is looking middle. Throws it over the middle. Wanted Cox right. Oh, right there. Simonis was crossing underneath him. Got his hands on it. Couldn't quite haul that in. We're going to have 4th down.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you run those inside crossing routes and quarterback has to determine where they're going to throw. It looks like to me he was trying to get one to Cox, and the timing of it puts Simonis right there. And you know, Simonis has no idea that ball's going to Cox. That shows up in his hands there, and he's going to try to catch it. But it looked like he was trying to go to Cox in the crossing route. I think if Mason would have held the ball, you know, just another half second, let Cox get to the other side of that middle part of that zone, he might have had a big play there.
So we've got a timeout. 4th down, a big 4th down for Woodland Park as they're trying to keep this drive alive. 7 plays so far. 4th and 10, and desperately need a score on this drive.
Yeah, first things first, this desperate play right here is you got to pick up 10 yards. Got to fight to live another down here.
So here we go. Cox and Harper right. Simonis and Baldus left. Piles straight drop. Throws that up over the top. Harper too high and outside of his outstretched arms. That's going to be a turnover on down. Delta will take over at the Panther 49.
Yeah, that's a tough one to complete. 4th and 10, and the entire team of Delta, probably even the entire city of Delta from where they are, knows they're going to throw the ball there. And they're going to play deep to that post. That's a tough one to fit in. Almost got it there, but well, that's a tough play.
Fourth quarter, 7 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Delta with a 20-2 lead. Blitz coming, Ganger can't get through. Bynum loads that one and fires it down the left side, and it's up for grabs and fought for.
They're going to flag on the play here for an illegal formation. Both receivers were on the line of scrimmage. The inside receiver was covered up. They're going to call this an illegal formation.
That's fortunate for the defense. Ramirez was in good coverage. Nortnick outfought him for the ball, but Woodland Park will be lucky to have that illegal formation penalty.
Yeah, they called that illegal man downfield, but it's really an illegal formation. But same penalty, yardage, it's all the same.
So that'll take the ball back into the Delta side of the field to the Delta 46-yard line. 1st and 15.
You probably bring a lot of pressure here and force the issue. If you're Delta, you got to be running the ball here, don't you?
I would look for the Bynum keeper. They're going to have all kinds of movement right here. Nortnick was in motion. Timing was a little off right there, and Delta's going backwards.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Delta, you got to look at the clock and go, okay, we're up 3 scores. I'm going to run the ball. You got to force the Panthers, Woodland Park Panthers, to use their timeout. If I'm the defense, I'm thinking run here, and I got to kind of dial up a run blitz.
1st and 20 for Delta, coming from their own 41-yard line. Woodland Park trying to get a stop right here, get the ball back in the hands of the offense. A turnover would be huge. Bynum by himself in the backfield. Here's the design quarterback run, trying to go right, slides through the hole, brought down by Jake Wilkinson as after he crosses the 45 and up to about the 47.
2nd down and 15 for Delta.
Yeah, at this spot with the clock, your defense, you probably just got to man up the receivers and try to outnumber them and call all run stuff. It's highly unlikely that the Delta throws the ball. If they do, you just got to win a one-on-one matchup. But you got to win the numbers game inside and don't give up big runs here.
Clock moving towards 6 minutes. Expect more Bynum right here. Blitz coming, gets picked up. Now a little bit of pressure, throws it out to the right side. And that one's caught. Out to Nortnick. Had a little cushion right there, got out in the right flat, caught it, just crossed inside the Panther 45-yard line. We're going to have about a 3rd and 5 for Delta.
Make some noise, Panther fans!
Johnson, the big back there with Bynum. Steps up to pick up a blitz. Bynum slings it out. The receiver fell down, and that one's thrown over his head and out of bounds. Brings up 4th down.
Once again, the Panthers get off the field, haven't given up any points this half. Got to strike quick.
So Braslin steps in to punt. Deep for Woodland Park is Harper. He's got his feet at his 10 right now. Kicks on his way. He receives it. Trying to get out to the right side. Tackle's made right there by number 9 for Delta. That's Patter Holloway.
1st and 10, WP.
Long field here. Don't expect to see the Panthers run the ball very much here. You got to get some first downs, right? In high school football, that's one way that the clock's on your side. The clock will stop on a first down, not like in the NFL where it just runs. So you have some time here, but you got to move the ball down the field pretty quick.
Mason Piles remains in the game at quarterback for the Panthers. We saw Colin Cusera go out with an injury a little bit earlier, and Piles has been ever since. Miscommunication on at least the fake, if not the handoff right there, and Piles has to eat it after a little bit of a scramble.
That's the second time that play has looked like that. And maybe that's a little miscommunication on the play call in. I'm not sure, but that's not going to help you.
Fortunately, Mason made something out of nothing. Gain of 5, second down, 5 yards to go. Panthers at their own 14. There's the handoff to Roscom, switches it to his right hand, through a gap on the right side, and up to about the 19-yard line. Close to a first down, probably just shy. We'll look at 3rd and short.
Well, it looks like he's giving him a first down.
Oh, you're right. Good angle. Panthers quickly to line, 1st and 10. Now we've got a whistle.
You have a little false start on the receiver out there, tried to get a little jump, caught himself, tried to be on balance, but unfortunately leaned a little bit too far forward.
So Woodland Park gives back the 5 yards they just gained. First down, 15 yards to go. Piles pump fakes. Lets that one go. Harper trying to get underneath of it. Pretty good coverage right there by Hatter Hollowa. Couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, tried to strike it deep and just missed. A lot of hand battling going on there. Kind of slowed down the progress of the receiver, but you know, probably not going to get that call with 4 minutes to go.
Andrew Harper has been the big play receiver for the Panthers with 108 yards in 2 games so far coming into this one. Piles underneath to Cox, trying to break through one tackle. Got through one, wrestled to the ground at about the 20-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage. Third down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Here come the Panthers. Piles looking to throw left. Put some air under that one. He's looking for Baldus. That one was up for grabs as well. Tyler couldn't haul that in.
Yeah, Baldus ran a nice route there. Got inside the corner on a post route, and ball was thrown just a little bit high and behind. And if we're able to put that out in front of him and getting him in stride, that might have been a big play.
So that incompletion brings up 4th down for Woodland Park. Alex Vonderhaar back in to punt. Had a 50-yarder in the first half. Exactly 4 minutes to go in this one.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake here. Yep.
Turns it loose. That one's caught right about midfield. Scharnhorst caught that on the run, was able to turn that into about a 13-yard return. Delta's going to take over in Woodland Park territory, 1st and 10.
Certainly at this point, you got to play nothing but run here. It's you know, they may throw a pass. I don't know. It's highly unlikely, but you got to play the run. Maybe send 10 guys, 11 guys. At this point, you just got to get a stop, call timeout, get a stop, call timeout, and see if you can have a prayer at the end.
Nolan Bynum takes this snap. Little hesitation, trying to run. Running left, up the middle. Good gainer there for Delta. And he's drugged down at about the 31. Timeout taken by Woodland Park.
Yeah, I think we probably see nothing but Bynum left or Bynum right. Maybe throw a running back or the carry in there. Don't see a whole lot of opportunity here for them to throw the ball. You got to travel on his scrimmage and get first guy in. You got to hold him up, and next second guy in. You got to try to strip that football, try to get a fumble. This is where solo tackles are always fun, right? You got to come up and hit them and put them on the ground and be a solo tackle. But this time you got to run up there. You got to hit them, and you got to hold them up. You don't want them to go to the ground. And everybody else got to run and try to strip that football out. Got to get a turnover as best you can here.
Here we go, 2nd and 3 for Delta coming out of the timeout. 3 minutes, 41 seconds. Clock's running. He makes the handoff to Johnson, takes it out around the right side by himself. Ran for the first down, had a good gain on that play. Ramirez in on the stop for the Panthers.
It's coming back. Hold on, Delta.
Well, that's a big hold right there. Sets them back. Takes away that big run. That's a little zone read option, and they just put the ball in the belly of the running back, and he just stares at the defensive end. And the defensive end came down hard to tackle the running back, so he just pulled the ball out and just ran around the end.
Holding on Delta, that was a spot foul. It was pretty close to the ultimate tackle yard line, but it brings it back to more of a 2nd and 5 for Delta. 3 minutes, 21 seconds to go. 2nd down, 5. Johnson in the backfield with Bynum. Handoff to Johnson. Running straight up the middle. Big gain again. And that's good for Delta first down.
Yeah, that's the old counter trade they ran back. The old Washington Redskins, you put that famous back with Riggins and stuff. They just pull 2 linemen down, put a big back behind them, and just rumble forward.
And as you said, Dell, don't expect to see many throws right here. We're going to see a lot of Johnson, a lot of Bynum. Right here, Timmy Horn is in the backfield. Woodland Park needs to get a ball carrier on the ground, get their hands on the ball as well. But Horn breaks tackles. He's running through the middle and run over guys and has another first down for Delta.
Boy, Horn, as you mentioned, not a big back, but boy, he runs with powerful legs and low pad level. He's a load to bring down. He's a little guy, but he's tough to bring down.
Averaging 124 yards a game is Timmy Horn coming into this one. Gain of 11 right there. First down Delta from the 15. Hand off the Horn again, trying to test out the right side. Not much happening. No game. And we've got a timeout.
Hernandez, among others, in the fight with the Panthers. Time on the field, 2nd down.
2 minutes, 9 seconds to go. Woodland Park takes that timeout. Next week, the home Panthers will be on the road at Moffat County up in Craig. Long road trip.
Yeah, that's a long trip. Feel for these kids. Delta made the long trip tonight. Delta over there by Grand Junction, I believe, and got on the bus sometime early this morning, come over all the way over here. Has a long ride back. It's gonna be tough. So our kids are gonna have to regroup from this game, get on a long bus ride, and turn things around. Season's definitely not over with a loss here. This is a tough team, Delta, and lots of football left to play to get a chance to see these guys again, maybe in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned earlier, Woodland Park has really played pretty solid defense here in this second half.
Yeah, they really have.
Bynum takes that snap, hands off the Horn, breaks the tackle, up into the middle again. Eli Garner drags him down, but after a gain of 5.
Eli Garner on his tackle for the Panthers. Brings up a 3rd down and 7. 3rd down and 6.
If you're Delta now, you just come to the line of scrimmage and you have your quarterback just stare at that back judge, and as soon as that back judge starts counting, you go ahead and take your snap. There's no need to take the snap before the count by any means. Just burn this clock as far as it can go.
Clock's at 1:37 and counting. Snap is back. They're going to throw it.
Wow.
He's got a man trying to break a tackle, but forced out of bounds by Wilkinson. That was Braslin. Surprise on that throw, but it's going to be 1st and goal, Delta.
Yeah, would have never expected a pass here. A minute to go. Woodland Park's out of timeout. They might have 1 timeout left.
This ball is at, sorry, Del.
No, you're fine.
This ball's at the 1, trips left. Bynum's under center, trying to sneak it right. And he's got the touchdown. So a tough series right there for Woodland Park. It played defense pretty well the second half, but they've been out there a long time. Delta is able to take advantage and punch it in for the score late.
Yeah, Coach Ross was not real happy with the choice of throwing the football there. Might be feeling like that was some unsportsmanlike behavior, but Coach is gonna keep his cool here. He's gonna rally his kids and lick the wounds over the weekend and get back after it on Monday.
On the kick is Gossin. That one is up, and it is through. That makes it Delta 27, Woodland Park 2. We've got 1 minute, 24 seconds remaining in this one. Again, fans, we really appreciate the sponsorship from not only tonight's game, but all of the Panther sponsors, the booster sponsors. I want to give a special shout out to those that have been able to make this broadcast a possibility. That's defensive coordinator and operator of First General Services, contractor Chad Drummond, the tech behind all of this, as well as our maintenance and facility supervisor at Woodland Park School District, Ron Stone. Special shout out to those guys for getting this broadcast all set up. Additionally, really appreciate the help from Peak Internet and Jason Baker, a former Woodland Park High School student, for getting us all set up with some Wi-Fi and getting this broadcast available for those of you not able to be in attendance here at Woodland Park High School. Special thanks to all those guys. Juan Gossin on the kick for Delta. That one's in the air. Harper trying to run underneath it. It is 10. He's across the 15 and up to the 20. Trying out the right side across the 30, 35, 40. Leaps a man over the 45, down the sideline, and runs out of bounds just around midfield. Spectacular move right there. We do have a flag at the 45-yard line.
Typically at the 45-yard line, that's going to be maybe an offsides on the kicking team, but we'll see what happens here.
That one came flying in late.
Yes, it did on our side of the 45 there. Yeah, be interesting to see what happens here. Yeah, if you're Coach Roscom here, you got a minute 15 left. All likelihood, you're not going to win the football game here. You go out and you run the football, just get the clock out of the way, or do you get your kids a little bit more experience in some passing games, try to get your passing routes out? Be an interesting choice here on Woodland Park's part.
Really athletic return right there by Andrew Harper. You can see his big playability once he gets in a little bit of space.
Boy, that was amazing. He run down the kicker, tried to take him down low, and he just hurled him. Just jumped right over the top of him.
Mason Piles continues at quarterback for the Panthers. Roscom's in the backfield behind him. Straight back drop, throws over the middle. Couldn't quite tell what he was wanting right there. Cox was the nearest intended receiver.
There was a little miscommunication on the play call there. Cox kind of looked over like, hey, coach, my job was to occupy the middle, which I did, but nobody else was there. So
2nd and 10, Woodland Park. Piles again drops, has time, throws that one up. He was looking for Tyler Baldus. Weston Croft was deep and in coverage for Delta, not allowing Baldus to get behind him.
He's playing nice and deep. He gave about a 10-yard cushion. He knows that if he runs a short route, it doesn't really matter. We're going to run up and tackle him. So deep balls are going to be hard to complete here.
1 minute, 5 seconds to go. 3rd down and 10 Panthers. And another flag. Got a little movement there. We're going to look at 3rd and 15.
Look at Wiley. He's cold. He's starting to make jokes.
3rd and 15. Harper and Cox right.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to sit from your home and watch TV.
Piles drops, shovels that one out to Roscom in the right side. Steps by a tackle. Can't quite escape the next one. Gets it close to midfield to the 49-yard line. 4th down Panthers.
Get a moral victory on a 1st down here. That'd be a good way.
Clock's inside 1 minute. We got 40 seconds to go. That one's thrown up for grabs. Number 29, Hunter Goff, picks that one off in the middle of the field and takes that back across midfield and down to the Panthers' 43-yard line.
Yeah, tried that crossing route again, and this time just overthrew Cox and into the waiting arms of a really deep drop linebacker. So Not really a game changer there by any means, but something you can get on film and look and hopefully learn from that young quarterback and learn a little bit there.
Clock's running under 30 seconds now. Delta will take knees on it. So, Dell, what are some of the positives that the Woodland Park Panthers can take away from this one?
Well, I think the first positive is that, defensively, you came out and did what you have to do in the second half. You had to get the ball back into your offensive hands as much as you could, and they did all the way up to that last drive. They didn't give up any points. So you got to be happy with your defense. You got to be happy with the way they rallied. Offensively, they got the ball to Cox and Roscom a little bit in the second half, got some momentum. So you can take that away from it and say, you know what, there's some big weapons that we had here. And, the biggest thing you can take away from this loss actually is the film study this week. You're going to look at, man, that's a really good football team over there. And you're going to look at it and you go, man, we missed a few plays here and there, and we could have been right there with them. And the film study is probably going to be the biggest thing you can take away from this.
Yeah, and hopefully this is a preview also of what playoff football looks like for Woodland Park, trying to get back into the postseason this year. As we mentioned, the Panthers will be on the road at Moffat County next week and return hopefully in a couple weeks for the last home game on the schedule. And we look forward to bringing that to you. The Panthers dropped this one at home, 27-2 to the second-ranked Delta Panthers. For my partner, Del Garrick, thanks for all the expert analysis. I'm Coach Gus. Be safe out there. We'll catch you in a couple weeks, and good night.